Greetings, all you movie junkies and entertainment lovers, and welcome to another edition of the Movie Junkies Media Talk podcast. I'm your host, King Brandis, and I'm once again joined by Harveyedd. How's it going, Harv?
Hello there. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Now you have to tell everyone why you're laughing, what you find so funny.
Sorry. Just we did like an outtake before we started recording, and it's just like You caught me off guard with like the headphone.
Yes, I was just about to hit record, and then I just sort of did this motion, and that made you laugh.
It's funny. It's funny.
Take two.
You just caught me off.
I just remembered something that we forgot to mention. We're visual again. We are a visual podcast, so
you can see our faces.
Yes, so if you want to watch, you can watch, or if you just want to listen, you can listen. So we figured out a way to do it visually. So as of right now, we're thinking of keeping it this way, but we may just go back to it being, an audio format in the future. We don't know, but right now we're thinking we're gonna probably keep it as this format. Just so you can see us.
Hit the mic.
And you can see shenanigans.
You can see all the errors, all the errors that we make on screen.
Yeah, and for me, I have been working on a couple videos. I've got a new ranked video that I'm doing this upcoming week, and I've also been putting off this retrospective that I've been trying to do, but hopefully I'm probably going to do it very soon. And recently I posted my John Carpenter tier list video, so I'm sure check it out.
Which was very good.
Yes, if for those of you who like tier lists. And yeah, I never thought I would do a tier list. Ever since tier lists became a thing. How long have tier lists been a thing now for? It's been like 4 or 5 years.
The tier list craze?
Yeah, it's been a few years now.
It's been a few years. I would say maybe about 4.
Yeah, that sounds
I don't think it was too like long. Like, oh my god, ancient internet stuff.
It's just another one of those things that just came out, and all of a sudden everybody on the internet is doing them and loving them and stuff. And I'm like, I don't get these tier list thing. And I was totally being that guy, that old man who shouting at the cloud type thing.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people do them, and pretty much everybody I know loves them.
I did them.
Yes, you did one as well, or actually, did you do? How many did you do?
I think I just did the one. I did it on FNAF characters.
Right. Yes. And then I found out some more stuff about tier lists, that you can change the name of the tiers, because I still don't get the S whatever thing, and then it's like the color scheme with it being red for good and then green for bad. Like it's still just like meh. But
well, I mean, you could change it.
I know. This is what I learned. I didn't know that you could change it, So I did my John Carpenter one. So there's a couple ones that I'm thinking of doing. Anybody who's open to suggestions, including you, Harv, let me know. I'm totally open to it. Because I do want to experiment a bit with my channel. I want to keep doing the stuff that I've been doing, but also want to figure out, how to do some new things, open up the realm of possibilities, the types of videos that I do in the future, because I do feel like I've been getting a little bit bogged down in the same types of videos. I want to just branch out just a little bit and try some different things. And tier list seemed like it was kind of a simple thing that people would enjoy, and I could kind of still focus mostly on doing my other stuff as well. So let's talk about the Batman Caped Crusader trailer. Did you see that?
Oh my god. Yes, I saw that. I think I saw that before you. You were like, oh, go look at you're like coming down.
Really? I told you, and then you had already seen it?
Yeah, I already seen it. I saw it in I think it came out like a couple of hours ago, and I saw it like late at night. I was like, ooh, I really liked it.
Yes, and we've been waiting on this for a few years now. They first announced it at the first DC Fandom in 2020. So it's been about 5 years almost, basically. And they originally cancelled it. It was cancelled at Max, and then they agreed to let them sell it to somebody else, and then Prime picked it up. And Prime have picked it up for a 2-season deal, so we're already getting 2 seasons of it. And there's been a lot of talk about whether or not Kevin Conroy is in this. because
Hmm.
originally the rumor was that he was going to do the voice of Batman when they originally announced it, but that was never confirmed. And then it was changed where they said, "Oh no, he's going to be Thomas Wayne." And then since he died, it's kind of gone back and forth. Where said that, oh, they at first they said that the Suicide Squad game was the last thing he recorded. Then they said, "Oh, actually, no, that's not the last thing he recorded. He also did the Crisis in Infinite
Yeah.
Earths, which is coming out." Are you excited about that, by the way? The Crisis.
I haven't watched like because this is like the third
I
part.
haven't seen them either. From what I understand, the third one is going to be the one that has all of like the crossover stuff mostly.
Uh,
Apparently, I believe I saw something that the Batman Beyond Terry McGillis showed up at the end of part two, which came out recently.
uh,
So yeah, so the part three though is a pretty big deal because that will be the very last time that both Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill will play Batman and the Joker together.
mm.
So yes, that's pretty cool. Yes, no, it is pretty cool. And what I was gonna say is that the animation style, it's like the Batman the animated series in that, which is cool.
uh,
So I'm always wondering if this version, the Cape Crusader, might show up in that or not. So yeah, so maybe when
Maybe.
it comes out, I might catch up, watch the previous two parts, and then part three, and see what it's like. Because I heard kind of mixed things about the first two parts. A lot of people seemed kind of underwhelmed overall. So I don't know if they're just
Oh,
waiting for the third one to really ramp things up, and if that's going to be the one that people are really impressed with. But I'll definitely watch them eventually. Do you think you might check them out, Hov, or the Justice League Crisis Infinite Earths animated movies?
uh, I mean, I saw the trailer for the second part, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, I think I saw the trailer for both the first part and the second part, and they look good.
Yeah.
They they do look good. Uh, but I'll check them out. Like if I remember to check them out.
Yeah, yeah, me too. But what about Cape Crusader? Are you gonna be checking
Great
out
Cape
Cape
Crusader, I will watch.
Crusader? Cape
Yeah,
Crusader.
Crusader.
Yes. The Epic Universe has been really coming along. There's been a lot of new information about that. I don't think we've ever talked about that before, but
No, we have not.
we're pretty
No,
excited
I
about
don't think we
that.
have.
Obviously, there's the Super Nintendo World stuff, which is looking pretty amazing.
Yes, with the Donkey Kong ride,
Yep.
which
Um,
I yeah again don't know if I want to ride it because I get
and
sick
apparently,
on
there's
those,
like a part where it jumps the tracks, or it doesn't actually jump the tracks, but it'll make you
but it
feel like it's jumping
feels
the tracks.
I don't. It looks great. It looks like exactly from the games. It's just
Yes.
perfectly
Yeah.
recreating like both the Mario and Donkey Kong franchise. I hope they do like more. I think they are going to do more franchises. If they're going to do another Mario themed one, I hope they do like Luigi's Mansion. I really, really
Yeah,
do
some
hope
people were
so.
speculating that because I believe like some from the updates and stuff, like there's specific areas where they have reserved for future extensions, and I definitely think like a Luigi's Mansion would be like totally something that people would want to see. That would be really
Yes.
cool. But the other thing
Uh,
that I'm most excited about when it comes to Epic Universe is, of course, the Dark Universe, which has all the
oh
Universal
yeah.
Monster stuff. And some of the stuff that they released on that recently, like the photos and video footage and stuff, looked amazing. It looked absolutely great. So we also got the new release date for the new Monsterverse movie with the new director Grant Spatore, I think is how you're supposed to say his name.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't know.
that's how you
He's
pronounce his name,
Australian, so
right?
you have I have no clue. Like yeah, so who of course is the director of I Am Mother, which I watched, and I don't think we talked about this previously, but I watched that. It's the only film that he's directed thus far, and after watching that movie, I'm now excited about him being the new director. I am a little bit dubious about Adam Wingard leaving. I feel like they could have worked something out, especially
But
with
isn't he
this.
working on something else though?
Yes, he's doing his new movie. It's called Onslaught. It's more of a lower budget film. He's reuniting with Dan Stevens again, who of course he did Godzilla X Kong: New Empire with, and of course The Guest with, which is a great movie. I think that's probably my favorite of Adam Wingard's films as the guest, probably. And yes, they're reuniting to do a new film called Onslaught. Not to be confused with the Marvel character. It's completely unrelated. So yeah, so they're working on that, and and then we get the release date that the new movie isn't coming out until March of 2027, which is about like 3.5 years away, right?
Mm.
And I don't know how. I guess it depends on how far along they are with this Onslaught movie. Because if they're gonna start filming that soon, then I really don't see how they couldn't have scheduled things where Wingard could have filmed that and then edited it and then ran off to do the new
Onslaught.
ones. Because these movies do take about like 2.5 years to make, from like the
Mm-hmm.
writing process to then pre-production, then filming, and then they basically take about like a year of post-production work because of the amount of effects and stuff that are in these
Yeah.
movies. So you really can't condense it down. But the impression that I got was that they wanted to move forward very quickly with this new one. That they were like, okay, this time they're not wasting any time. We've got our script, got our director, we are ready to go because the last one was so successful. We're gonna go now, and then March 2027. Like what?
Well, I mean,
Like you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of
I,
like.
well, there is, isn't it? Isn't we're getting a season two of?
Yes, I should say. I mean, look, I'm being a little bit greedy. We are getting plenty of other stuff. We're getting season 2 of Monarch in between then, which I'm assuming is coming out next year. It's unknown, but I'm gonna guess that the Monarch spin-off will be coming out 2026. So basically, for the next 3 years, we're gonna be getting Monsterverse stuff, and assumably
Mhm.
Toho will also be doing their new Godzilla project as well. So we're good. Like we got tons of stuff. I'm just a little bit dubious about. I feel like I feel like there could have been a reality where they could have stayed with Wingard. And look, I'm very happy about Grant Spatore being the new director. I am, but I just feel like we've got it so good with Wingard, and especially because like the audiences are happy, the movies are making money, the fans like them, Legendary are happy. It just kind of has felt like with the last two movies, like everybody's been kind of happy
Yeah.
with Wingard doing these movies, and I was of course very dubious about Wingard to begin with, but look, he's done a great job with it, and so I'm definitely a big supporter of Wingard doing more of these movies. And Wingard, said it himself at like the premiere of the last one stuff that he wanted to do more. He wanted to do another one. So I just do think that there could have maybe been a reality where they could have let him go off and do this one film, and then have him come back and do the next Godzilla and Kong movie. But I have a feeling it probably ultimately came down to the script, and when they basically just said, "Look, I'm doing this. I've made my decision that I want to do this other project. It's not ready to go yet. We want to do the next Legendary's like we want to do the next Godzilla and Kong movie." And it's probably just a decision of we don't know when this other movie's gonna come around, so we're just gonna have to make a decision right now. It's either one or the other, and Wingard and his team are probably like, okay, I've made my two Godzilla and Kong movies. I spent like the last several years making two Godzilla and Kong movies.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna go off and do this movie. So good for him. And he does have several other projects in development. He is supposed to be doing the Thundercats movie. They were also talking about the sequel to Face Off.
What was that again?
Why? I'm not personally the biggest Face Offs fan. I don't know why we need that, but sure, I guess why
What
not.
was Face Off again? I remember. Was that a filler?
That was the one with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta where they literally like swap their faces. Remember?
Oh, I think I remember now.
Yes. Have you
Mm.
seen that?
I don't. I think I saw the
It's a
trailer.
very
Maybe.
cheesy action movie and has Joe Bob Briggs cameo in it. There you go.
Haven't all of the MonsterVerse directors like done like sort of horror movies in the past? Is that more of a horror? I don't know.
Well, it's kind of a horror science fiction dystopian thriller film. It's definitely got some jump and intense moments in it.
Hmm.
And it was a movie that when I watched it, I really liked it, but I thought that there was like a big plot hole that didn't really make sense. And then I thought
No.
back to the movie and I was like, wait a minute. There was that one throwaway line. That blank 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 was blank blank blank. So that's why blank 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 doesn't remember blank blank blank. Oh my god, blank blank blank.
It was blank from the beginning.
Yes. So anybody who watches I Am Mother and thinks that doesn't make sense, watch the movie again. Pay very close attention when you watch this movie. Or for those of you who haven't seen I Am Mother, when you watch it, pay very close attention to everything that is said and happens. I promise you, it all makes perfectly logical sound sense. It. And I don't know why he hasn't been hired to do more stuff, because it's really great. And I remember when it came out, a bunch of people were raving about it, saying, this is a really good movie. I Am Mother, really good movie. And I remember thinking, I gotta check that out. 5 years pass. Then, oh, right. Yeah, that I Am Mother. I should watch that. I was supposed to watch that like 5 years ago.
I am a forgetter.
What do you want to see personally?
I think there's still a good chance that it's not going to go into a darker direction.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But
Especially
if they
with,
did,
like,
if
Toho,
they
what they're
did,
doing.
it's more of like it depends of how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in 2014, the Godzilla 2014 was, I think, is a good mix of like not going too dark, but kind of more of like a gritty kind of environment.
Yes, and the
type
writer David Callahan was one of the writers on Godzilla 2014. And because he's writing the screenplay for the new one, a lot of people are like, well, that means that they're going back to the style of Godzilla 2014. It's going to be super grounded and dark
They're going
again.
to go back in time.
Wait a minute. You do realize this guy also was a writer on Shang-Chi, and he was a writer on Wonder Woman 1984 and stuff. Like, I wouldn't quite jump onto that bandwagon yet. There could be something to that. The speculation has been that it's going to be more Godzilla focused, because the last two films, Godzilla vs. Kong and The New Empire, happened very much like Kong's story, with Godzilla just kind of as a part of it. And I personally haven't had a problem with it. I mean, if you really like count up all of like the run times of Godzilla in like the last 3 films, it's still way more than the original Godzilla movies. And I'm so over this tired argument of, oh, Godzilla's not in the Godzilla movie. And it's like, well, this is how this has always been. You're getting way more Godzilla in these films than we've ever had before. You know, it's like I don't know. So I think it could be interesting. But what do you think about that possibility of it being more of a Godzilla focused story, and then with lesser focus on Kong and the Hollow Earth and stuff? What do you think about that? Or do you think it's too late? They can't go back into that direction now? Or what do you think?
I think it's
should focus on Doug.
What did you say?
Should focus on Doug.
No, not Doug.
I hope Doug comes back. I can't wait to see what Doug does. Doug has to cameo in like every Monsterverse movie now.
No.
Yes.
No, we don't. I don't like.
Yeah, Doug. I don't know why you're such a Doug hater. We all love Doug.
It's just the Doug. There's nothing else to it.
He's the greatest Titan ever. He's like the Anguirus of the Monsterverse.
Okay, for context, Anguirus is my favorite kaiju.
Yes. So that's why
he's so cool. He's got spikes. He's the first guy. There's so many.
I know why you like Anguirus, because the video game.
Yeah, that's true. The video game is really good. He's really good in the video game.
Yeah.
You can like jump back and hit people. It's so cool. But what I was gonna say.
But he's dead.
Shut up! It's not dead. It's not no.
He's a pile of bones. Didn't you see Godzilla King of the Monsters? He's dead.
It's fiction. Never happened.
Well, I'm gonna keep teasing you on this until they actually bring Anguirus back.
I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be jumping in my seats in the cinema.
2, Monarch. Who knows? Who knows?
Like Monarch's gonna be the reason why he's like a pile of bones in the.
Maybe we see how he becomes Apollo Bones. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's always kind of an exciting, like, all right, we've got our release date, and now the road to the new one starts. Our journey begins, and at
Yes.
least we're getting more stuff in between. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there was a reality, because again, my impression was that they were ready to go on this thing, but clearly not. Clearly, they're not quite ready to go. Because let's say they started filming later this year. Like, they started filming later this year, and production on these films, again, most of it really is in post-production, so production on these films only lasts for like a couple of months. So probably, if it would have started filming in like August, September, right, or let's say it started filming in October of this year, like the script was done,
Mm-hmm.
they got the pre-production done, but that they could start filming by October of this year, and then they wrap in March of next year. Then they've got all the way from April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December of 2025 to do all the post-production work. I don't see how there. I definitely. I don't see how there couldn't have been a reality where they like come out in like the summer of 2026. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But again, apparently it's not that ready to go. Well, they're like it pushed it to the March release date.
I
They
mean,
really
there's
do
a
seem to
chance
like.
that it could get pushed forward.
Mm, but we've never. I mean, the one time we saw that happen was with Godzilla versus Kong, where it got pushed back and back and back, and then eventually it got pushed forward. Remember when they said it was coming
How
out?
much did it get pushed forward for?
Well, it came out in March of 2021, and originally
Mm-hmm.
it was like in May, and then like 2 months prior to March, the trailer comes out and we find out it's coming out in March. Or just
Mm-hmm.
before the trailer came out, actually, was when we found out. And we were like, oh my god, we only have 2 months to wait! Oh my god! And we're getting the trailer tomorrow! Oh my god! Like, it was a very exciting time, if you remember, Hoff. It was very
Yes, it
exciting.
was very exciting.
So that was the only time that they've ever pushed it forward. So if it was to get pushed forward, the earliest it will probably come out will be in like December of 2026. I don't see them
Mm.
going for that release date. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I think they like the early in the year release date. It seems to be working for them for the most part. So, um, so I, unfortunately, if it does get its release date changed, it'll probably just be pushed back. And the last one was pushed back a little bit. That was supposed to come out like a couple weeks earlier, and then they pushed it back by a couple weeks, and we're like, no, no. Just remembered that we got a little teaser for the sequel to Batman Ninja.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Did you see that?
I saw someone talk about it. And isn't that like they're gonna bring the Justice League in? Kind of.
Something like that, yes.
They,
It was
they,
just a
they,
very
they,
quick tease. I didn't even know they were making this movie. I had no idea they were making this film. Because I actually really liked
really?
Batman Ninja.
I actually didn't know either.
Yeah, I actually really liked Batman Ninja. A lot of
I
people
really
didn't.
want to check it out.
I think a lot of people just, I guess just weren't sure what to make of it. It's just completely balls to the wall madness, and I thought it was a great time for what it was. So I'm happy that they're finally doing a sequel to it. I think that could be fun. So yeah, I'm personally looking forward to that. Anyway, that was a good show. So
It was a good show.
yep. So we will come back probably again in a few weeks when there's some other news topics and some other fun things to talk about. But yeah. So anything that you're working on, Hav, or anything you want to promote, or anything that you're doing in the near future that you want people to check out?
I mean, making more DDLC stuff. So I guess check out. Like, I might make more community posts. So check out for like any teasers that coming out on my channel.
All right. So
yeah.
check out Harveyed's channel for his for all the stuff that videos and stuff that he's doing. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be doing more stuff that I've been doing, and I'm also maybe going to be doing some new stuff, like maybe more tier lists. We'll see. So anyway, so thank you all for watching this podcast, and yeah, so until next time, be sure to consume as much entertainment as humanly possible, and we will see you in the next one.